Hello, and today I want to talk about how confidence is just the opposite of perfectionism. So after doing some social mishap exposures and dancing in the park for a few days, I've really been thinking about what does it mean to become confident, because I've been using the hashtag confidence building and I'm still trying to build my confidence, right? So I realized that confidence is just the opposite of being a perfectionist. So when I was dancing at the park, part of the reason that this was nerve-wracking for me was because I don't really consider myself a good dancer. When I did dance when I was little, I ended up quitting dance because I felt as though the instructor would yell at me because my dance moves were bad. Because I'm not that good at choreography because I'm dyslexic, and that apparently affects your dance skills and your choreography. Like, you could still be a good dancer, but it's just hard to follow choreography. And then just added reasons, I feel like I'm kind of stiff, I realize, so I'm trying to be more looser with the movements, right? So, as I'm dancing in the park, I'm nervous because of the fact that, I guess it's not technically normal behavior to just be dancing in the park, so that was kind of anxiety provoking, right? And then the added fear of, oh my god, I'm such a terrible dancer. Is everyone judging me and my dance moves, right? But then I just had to tell myself, dancing is about having fun. It's not about being perfect. It's not about having perfect dance moves. That's why I wasn't trying to follow a specific choreography. I was just trying to, I don't know, just go wherever my body was going and trying to just do whatever I wanted to do, right? Because like I said, I'm not good at following choreography. And so when I'm looking at the videos of myself dancing, I then didn't even want to post them at first because I'm like, what the heck, I look so bad dancing in this, right? But then I'm like, no, you have to post it, because the point of dancing in the park was just to kind of overcome caring about what people think, like overcome caring about, are people looking at me when I'm dancing in the park, and trying to just do that, just dance like nobody's watching thing. But then it was also more than that, because of, like I said, I wasn't that confident in my dance moves. Like, somebody might be confident in their dance moves, but then they just don't want other people seeing them. But then that's that doesn't make any sense, because if you were actually confident in your dance moves, then why would it matter if other people were seeing you, right? So then this made me realize that a confident person doesn't want to be a perfectionist, and they don't need to be a perfectionist. They don't need to have perfect dance moves. It's just about having fun and showing up as you are. And so a confident person, you could take this into anywhere you go, right? When I go to the gym, sometimes I get nervous because I want to have perfect form and I feel like people are judging me and my form. I don't think that about all the exercises. I only think that if I do a new exercise for the first time and I don't know how to do it, obviously I'm gonna have bad form, and then I just get paranoid that people are staring at me and judging me, even though they're not. But one time at the gym, somebody actually did come up to me and say, "Do you want me to show you how to do that exercise?" Because I was doing it wrong. I respect it that they did that, and I actually wish more people would do that to me, because I feel like a lot of times my form is bad, but nobody's telling me, and I only realize that it's bad if I I'll not get injured, but if I sort of have pain. It's obviously because my form is bad, but I don't have anyone telling me that like that one guy did. But I didn't have, after he said that to me, I used that machine 2 other times, and then I was like, I'm not even gonna use this machine anymore, because I was just embarrassed that I had bad form, because I didn't even understand what he was telling me to do. So I was just like, I'm just not using that machine anymore. So don't get embarrassed if someone tries to correct your form. Don't get embarrassed and never do that exercise again. It's okay. It's honestly not the end of the world, right? But if you think about somebody that you view as confident in your life, I guess you would think they don't care what anybody thinks of them, right? And a lot of times you see this confident person, and whatever it is that they're confident in, they're not even necessarily good at it, and they're not perfect at it, right? Because confidence isn't about being a perfectionist, and confidence doesn't even mean that you're good at something. It just means you believe in yourself, and you believe that you have a right to be there, and you have a right to show up, and you have a right to exist. For example, you could have 2 people at the skate park, and one of them is a really good skater and the other person isn't that good, but the other person that's not that good is just smiling, and it looks like they're having fun, and they're really putting all their energy in it, and they're just, even if they fall, they keep getting up and they keep going, right? Because they have confidence in themselves that eventually they're going to get it. But then you might have another skater who's actually good and has good moves, but then they're just really nervous, and maybe they're hunched over and whatever. So it's just it's just the energy about it, right? I was watching this video on how to be a better dancer, and she was just saying that when you do a dance, do it as someone that you think of, someone in your mind who is a really good dancer, and do the dance how they would do it. Don't do the dance how you would do it. So then if you're doing it how this amazing dancer is going to do it. Obviously, you're going to put more energy into it, right? And she was saying that, like, it's not even about getting the right moves. It's just about having the energy. So that's when I was dancing at the park. I was trying to smile more, because in the videos where I wasn't really smiling, I just didn't look as confident in it as in the ones when I then was smiling, right? And so I also realized that confidence is just an action. And well, I think that confidence comes from taking courageous action. You're scared to dance in the park. The first time, you're obviously going to be scared to dance in the park. But then after the third day, fourth day, fifth day, you're going to then feel confident and you're not going to be nervous anymore to dance in the park. I was really nervous the first day. I still was nervous the second day. Today, the third day, I wasn't as nervous and I just kind of jumped into it right away. You know, when I first got there, it helped. There wasn't that many people there, but then like more and more people came, but I like was already dancing at that point, so I just didn't care. So by tomorrow, I feel I'm going to be even more confident. And then when I get to like day 7, I'm just going to be really confident. And it turns into your normal behavior. You know, at first I was someone that didn't dance in the park. And then I'm going to turn into somebody that I guess I already am that person, as somebody who sets up their tripod and just dances in the park, right? But if you think about being a perfectionist is less likely to take action, because I could have been like, oh, I need to practice my dance moves in my room in front of nobody by myself, and then when I get better, I'll go and show my dance moves to everybody at the park. But it's like, if you're actually a perfectionist, who knows when you're going to think that it's good enough, and who knows when you're actually going to get out there and get to the park, right? And so I originally wanted to do these dances like in the stores, because when I was doing like the social mishap exposures, like I would go into a store. I did one where I was fake golfing. When I did the fake golfing, I was nervous about that because of the fact that I'm not good at golfing. Like, I don't know how to really golf. Like, I played mini golf before, but I was pretend golfing, and I was like, well, I don't want to pretend golf wrong. But then I'm like, this is just for social mishap exposure, so I could just say I was pretending to golf wrong on purpose, right? Just to make this more anxiety provoking. Literally nobody even was looking at me, and it was in a coffee shop, and everyone's on their laptops doing work. The only person that looked at me was because she was walking out of the store. That's why she saw me. But anyways, when I was dancing at the park, you know, at first I was really judging my dance moves, but then I thought, no, it's just about having fun and having like positive energy, right? So I was kind of thinking that instead of doing the social mishaps in the stores, I would like go into a store like Chipotle, for example, do a TikTok dance and then leave. Not necessarily a TikTok choreography dance, but just like a TikTok audio, post it for a 15-second dance and then leave the store, right? But I wasn't like super confident in my dance moves, so that's why I was like, let me just go to the park and practice a little bit. At the park, people are at the park also, so people have been seeing me. I figured it's just better to do it at the park, because if I was going to do it in the store, it would just kind of be like a one and done. I did a dance and then I left, but since I was doing it at the park, I was able to do like, I did probably like 20 dances, 20 takes of doing a dance and a couple different songs, and then I eventually left the park. But like, so I had more opportunities, and lots of people did see me, so that still was an exposure, and I guess it was less disruptive. I feel like some people were saying that my social exposures were a little bit disruptive, but I'm at the park. It's a free-for-all at the park. So somebody did scream at me from their car not to do TikTok dances at the park, which was kind of rude. But when you have a moment where somebody criticizes you, you do realize it's not the end of the world. So something that's helped me with dancing at the park is just telling myself that I'm just practicing, If somebody thinks that I'm a bad dancer, like, that's okay, because I'm just practicing. And I'm just kind of thinking of it as like anything. Like, you have to practice to get better at anything. You could go to the park and you could practice your soccer skills, right? And it's just like, I'm just practicing my dance skills, right? And so it doesn't matter if people want to judge me, because this isn't the real deal, right? But then, like, I guess like a real confident person doesn't really consider themselves as practicing. Well, maybe they do. I don't know. Who knows what they think, right? But I just think the main thing is, it's just like allowing yourself to show up as you are, and however you are is just good enough. And I think it's also like just not even having any thoughts, like just dancing and not even thinking like, am I a good dancer? Am I a bad dancer? Just being neutral about whatever it is that you're doing. And even as another example, say you want to post a YouTube video, if you're being confident with it, you make your video and then you post it. If you're being a perfectionist, you make your video and then you start saying, oh no, I need to redo this part in the video. I need to redo this in the video. I need to redo this, this, and this, right? And then you probably never even get your video out, or you might say, oh my god, I need to start over, and then you just keep starting over. So I used to be like that sometimes, even when I'm saying I wasn't being a perfectionist at the park, but I like picked a song and then I redid it a bunch of times. But that's because the first few times I was doing it, I was a little bit nervous, and then by the more times you do it, the more confident you get, because you just gain confidence from taking your courageous action. But I just feel like perfectionists, they always think that they're not good enough, and there's always something wrong with it and something that needs to be fixed. I think I read something once that like a perfectionist looks at something and just thinks, what is wrong with this and how can it be better? When a confident person probably just thinks like, okay, this is good enough and I'm going to put this out there and it deserves love and appreciation and whatever, right? And they're not thinking about, oh, what is bad about this? I think that's maybe what I was doing when I would look at my dancing videos. I maybe was noticing some parts that weren't necessarily perfect dance moves, and then I was redoing the whole thing. Or if I would be like, oh, I looked away for a second. That's bad because I look like I'm looking around for people. And then I had to redo the whole thing when it's just like not really necessary. And so I think that with perfectionism, that's kind of like self-doubt and thinking that you will fail. But confidence is believing in yourself and believing that eventually you will succeed, right? And so let's take the example of going to the gym and trying a new exercise. So if you're a confident person, you will try the new exercise and you're not going to be embarrassed to look like a fool and look bad and have bad form at first, because you know that you're just practicing and you believe that eventually you will be able to succeed and you will be able to get the exercise right and you will be able to have good form. A perfectionist might be more likely to not even try the exercise because of the fact that you're obviously not going to get it right on the first try if you've never done that exercise before, and a perfectionist wants to be perfect, right? Or they might, attempt to do the exercise but then get discouraged because they're not immediately good at the exercise, and maybe perfectionists don't like people to see them not being perfect, and they don't like people to, like, okay, I used to be a perfectionist, so I guess I'm talking about myself. So, at the gym, I've been trying some new exercises too, and I really don't like to have people see me trying a new exercise for the first time because I feel like I look like a fool, and I want to just, already be knowing how to do the right form and knowing how to do the exercise the right way. So a lot of times I'll like look at videos to see what it is to do, but sometimes it can be hard to follow a video. That's why I feel like I need a friend at the gym to help me, a friend that has good form and is confident in their form to help me with these exercises, right? So I was trying to do these cable kickbacks the other day. I was scared to do it, then I did it, and it was just harder than expected, the setup, and they don't even have the right, you're supposed to put some type of ankle strap around your ankle, but they didn't even have that at the gym, so I have to now get my own because I posted a video of it on TikTok. But it was just making me nervous because of the fact that I felt like people were judging me and thinking that I had really bad form, even though realistically nobody's actually looking at you, because I had the whole thing on video. And there were these two boys that were next to me, and in my mind they were judging me and staring at me intensely, but then when I looked at the video, they didn't even look at me. They never even looked at me one time. So a lot of this stuff is all in your head. But anyways, if I was being a confident person in that instance, it's like, okay, I'm doing this exercise for the first time and I'm not good at the exercise, but that is okay because it's just my first time and I'm just practicing, and I'm allowed to be bad at this exercise because, like I said, it's my first time. But I believe in myself and I believe that I am going to get better and I am going to succeed as long as I keep trying. So this is me attempting the cable kickbacks for the first time. I'll update you when I get the right equipment and the ankle strap, and I'll do it again. So this is me trying a different exercise. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing, but you keep trying, and then look, now it looks like I'm doing the exercise right. This was me the first time trying this, and it's wrong because you're not supposed to go up all the way with your back like I was doing. But then I kept trying again. This is sort of a different exercise, a part of that. But now I feel confident in my form with these two exercises. So you just have to keep trying. This is another exercise that I recently tried. So someone said that I should put my feet a little bit far in the front. So then this is me yesterday. So I posted these videos online, which I think can be good because if you ask people like, oh, how's my form? And then they can tell you, so then you can fix yourself for the next time. And also you could see in your video, like in that one video where I'm sticking my back up, I realized you're actually not supposed to do that. So the next time I did that exercise, I didn't do that. So by letting go of your need to be perfect and showing up as you are, that is how you are going to get better at an exercise. See, obviously in the beginning, I was doing the exercise really badly with terrible form, but I kept trying, and that video was all throughout the same day. So then I just figured out how to do it. So you have to just try, allow yourself to look like a fool. It is okay, and eventually you will look better and you will succeed. So another example of how being a perfectionist can make you hold yourself back and stop yourself from putting yourself out there is how I haven't been painting in like over a year. So then when I started painting again, I wanted to make a video being like, if you used to paint and you stopped painting, like I hope you find the strength to start painting again. And then another video saying something else. So I wanted to show me painting in the video, right? And so I recorded me painting this thing. And then I was like, well, I don't want to post this because it doesn't look perfect, right? So then the next day I like added some new touches to it, and I like still didn't want to post it, but because I was scared to, but I knew that I had to post it because I know now that confidence comes from taking action. Like if I don't post this painting video now, I'm always just going to get more and more nervous to post a painting video. I just have to post this and realize that good enough is good enough, and also that taking the belief that I'm just practicing, this isn't perfect, I'm practicing my painting skills and this painting isn't even finished yet, right? So I posted it. I actually got I got like a lot of, not a lot of compliments, but like I got like 3 compliments, maybe 4 compliments. So it made me happy, right? So people said I had a really nice painting. So if I was going to be a perfectionist, I would have never posted that video, right? But since I'm trying to be a more confident person and just showing up as I am, and as I am now, is this is the skill level that I'm at for my paintings. So I should be allowed to show up with my skill level and show people my art as it is and not be so perfectionist about it. And like I said before, just believing that like this is where I'm at right now, but I believe in myself that I'm going to be better and I'm going to become an even better painter, right? But also you don't want to think like that. You want to be able to just enjoy where you are right now and not think about the future and think about where you're going to be at, and try to just accept where you are now and just believe that it's good enough, or just believe that it is neutral and it's okay. That's when I was dancing at the park. I just think dancing is supposed to be about having fun, and I'm having fun. It's not about being perfect. It's not about anything. It's just about having fun and expressing yourself. And I had fun, so. And painting too is also like, it's supposed to be about having fun and expressing yourself. All things in life are supposed to be about having fun and expressing yourself. That's why sometimes when I make these videos and then I start getting perfectionist about it, then it becomes not fun, and then I'm like, I gotta stop it. I can't act like this, because when I make videos, I want it to be fun and I don't want it to be stressful. And once you start being a perfectionist, that's when it becomes stressful and not fun. Whatever it is that you're doing, and you find yourself being a perfectionist, you just have to stop, and you just have to realize that it is okay to show up as you are and exist as you are, and it doesn't matter, because however it is, whatever your skill level is, you are still worthy and it is good enough. So the first step to building confidence is just showing up, but then after you show up, you can't judge yourself, and you have to be a safe space for yourself, and you can't be judging your every move and your every action and then worrying about if other people are judging you. And what I realized is, if you're worrying about if other people are judging you, that's just because you are judging yourself. But if you can be neutral about yourself, and going back to like what I said about dancing in the park and just thinking, well, I'm just practicing, like it's okay to dance however you want to dance, right? It's just about having fun, right? And the same thing with learning a new exercise at the gym. It's just like, well, I'm just learning this. Is my first time doing it. It's okay to be bad at it for now. Like, I'm going to get better. It's okay. And whatever it is that you're doing, say you want to do your makeup, a new style, whatever, for the first time and you've never done that before, it is okay, whatever your skill set is, no matter what, it's okay. And I was thinking also, like, how body neutrality, I have a different video about body neutrality. Like, say you're insecure about these dark circles under your eyes, right? Instead of being insecure about it, you just think, okay, I'm neutral about it. It is okay. It's not good or bad. It's fine. I'm just gonna show up like this. So you could have action neutrality about when you're at the gym, like just being neutral about your actions and your form or whatever. When you're dancing in the park, just being neutral about your dance moves. When you're putting on a new outfit or painting or whatever, just whatever it is you're doing, being neutral about it and not, it's like not about stopping the negative thoughts that you have, but just being like, no, it is okay, and just trying to have no thoughts about it. So that's what I'm trying to do, is really just be judgment free and making a safe space for myself. And so that's what you can start to do also. And so I read this tweet once that basically was like, there is somebody out there who is doing exactly what you want to do, but they're doing it worse than you and they're getting paid for it. But you're not doing it because you don't believe in yourself, right? And you just need to start believing in yourself. And it's honestly so true. If you think about whatever it is that you want to do and you see these people who are technically successful at it, as in like they're making money, whatever, they have a bunch of fans, but like in reality they might not necessarily be good, but the reason that they're good is just because they're confident and they believe in themselves and they have audacity. So you just have to have the audacity to put yourself out there no matter how good or bad you are, and just think however it is that you are is okay, and you deserve to just show up in that way. I think though that doing those social mishaps of purposely making myself look stupid helped me and gave me confidence to want to dance in public, because then I was a little bit nervous of like having bad dance moves, but not as much as I would have been if, say, I've never done the social mishap exposures and I didn't like purposely put myself in situations where obviously I made a fool out of myself and made people think I was freaking weirdo. So since I did that, I kind of had like, I built up resilience and the belief that it's okay to act a fool in public and nobody's really going to make fun of you and nothing bad is going to happen. So it's okay to dance badly in the park, right? But dancing is cooler than going into a store and doing jumping jacks and then leaving, which I did, but I just thought that was funny. So basically, if you want to be confident, you have to stop being a perfectionist and just show up as you are and believe that you are worthy no matter what, and just keep believing in yourself, because there are people out there that believe in themselves and they're confident even though they're way worse than you. It's not to say anything bad about them, like good for them that they're confident, but that just means that you should be confident and you should believe in yourself and you should love yourself. And you don't right now for some reason, but that's okay. You're going to build up your confidence and you're going to have a great life. Just keep doing whatever it is you want to do and just have the audacity to do it. So as an example of not being a perfectionist within this YouTube video, if you notice the last 3 minutes I'm in the dark, that's because I have sensory issues and I was getting, the light in my room was too bright and it was really stressing me out. I had to turn the light off in the video. I'm sorry. But then rewatching the video, I'm like, what the heck? It's dark in there. That's bad. I need to redo these 3 parts, right? I'm like, no, because that's being a perfectionist and you have to just think it's good enough. It was only the 3 minutes, the last 3 minutes of the video, and the video is like 23 minutes long now. So it is okay if just 3 minutes of it aren't perfect. Ideally in the future, you don't want to be filming in a dark space, but I had to accommodate myself. I'm sorry. So another thing I realized is that being a perfectionist is just a waste of your time, because if I was going to redo those 3 parts of the video, I'm wasting my time redoing that video when I could be moving on to the next video, because I have like all these other ideas for videos that I want to make, but I can't make them if I'm being so perfectionist about this one video and I keep redoing parts of it. And when you redo parts of a video, if you're a content creator, you have a video, I don't have a script, and like who knows if I'm going to say it in the same way, because I would probably want it to be the same, but then if it doesn't sound the same or forgot to say something, who knows how many times I would redo it, just to get it right, And so obviously this depends on what you're doing. Like if you're practicing roller skating, you can always practice things and always get better. But I guess in terms of content creation, like the first videos that you make in your first year of being a content creator, like they're not going to be perfect, but the more you make videos, the more practice you get. So it's not really like when you make a video about a specific topic, like it's not really like practicing on that topic. You're just practicing in general with making videos and putting yourself out there, and then you can see what helps you and what doesn't. Like I guess for me, since I was making that video at night, when it gets to at night, then I don't really like to see like bright lights, which is why I turned the light off, so today's in the morning, so that's why I have the light on right now. The lighting in my room is not perfect, okay? I like to make the videos outside, but then the noises and then like kind of was stressing me out, and I don't know what's really going on with my microphone. You kind of still hear things. Well, actually, the main reason I left the park yesterday was because it was too cold, and my outfit wasn't right for making a video. So if I have a warmer outfit on, I'll be able to make a video outside. I was also nervous to make this video because of the fact that I was filming it in my house and my family was around and I was paranoid that they could hear me. I thought my brother was in his room, but then he ended up going downstairs. So I was first making the video and I was recording part of it. Then I didn't use that content and I started the video again kind of from a different angle. And this time my brother was downstairs, so I was feeling a little bit better. But then towards the end of the video, he then came upstairs, right? But so if I was being, nervous and not confident, I wouldn't even have made the video. And I didn't want to make the video because I was really anxious about it. But I knew that confidence comes from taking action. So if I make this video now, I'll still be a little bit nervous, right? But then eventually the next time, I'm not going to be as nervous. And then by the 5th time, that I should be comfortable and I should be, really comfortable talking in front of my family. I feel like it's different for me, when I'm at the park and there's kind of people nearby. It's like these are random strangers and they're just kind of going by and passing. But it's different if it's like a family member and they're in the room and they're going to be there. I mean, I don't think he's probably not listening to me, and who knows if he can even hear me when my door is shut and his door is shut and he's in his room, right? But I was just getting paranoid about that. But so what I'm trying to say is you can't be nervous and just not do something. You have to be nervous and you have to do it because that's the only way that you are going to eventually become confident and not be nervous anymore. You're not going to just wake up one day and be confident and brave. You can wake up one day and decide to be courageous, which is what I did. I was like, okay, I'm nervous, but I'm still going to make this video, right? And if I sound a little bit nervous in the video, that's why, but that's okay. My first time, making